There's a secret that only the top 1% of people understand about attraction, and it has nothing to do with looks, money, or charm. It's a phenomenon discovered in 1974 that explains why your ex keeps coming back, why some dates feel electric while others fall flat, and why certain people become absolutely unforgettable. Psychologists call it misattribution of arousal, but I call it the most powerful dating secret you'll ever learn. What you're about to discover will change everything you thought you knew about chemistry and connection. This isn't theory. This is the exact neural pathway that makes someone unable to stop thinking about you. Here's what's happening in your brain right now without you realizing it. Every time you feel your heart race, your palms sweat, or that flutter in your stomach, your brain is desperately searching for an explanation. And here's the twist. Your brain isn't very good at telling the difference between fear, excitement, exercise, or attraction. This is the exact vulnerability that creates the most intense romantic connections. When your body is aroused for any reason, your mind looks around and attributes that feeling to whatever or whoever is in front of you. This is why the most forgettable person can become unforgettable in the right context. The famous Bridge study from 1974 proved this beyond doubt. Psychologists Donald Dutton and Arthur Aaron had an attractive woman approach men on two different bridges. One was a stable, safe bridge. The other was a terrifying suspension bridge swaying 230 feet above a rocky canyon. She asked them to fill out a survey and gave them her number if they wanted to hear more about the study. The men on the scary bridge were 5 times more likely to call her. 5 times. Their racing hearts, sweaty palms, and adrenaline weren't from fear. Their brains misattributed it all to attraction. This is why your ex keeps coming back after chaotic, dramatic, or emotionally intense moments. The arguments, the jealousy, the uncertainty, all of it created physiological arousal that their brain labeled as passion. Their body was flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, and instead of recognizing it as stress, their brain whispered, "You must really care about this person." This is the dark side of the phenomenon. Toxic relationships often feel more addictive than healthy ones because chaos creates constant arousal. Their nervous system became dependent on the emotional roller coaster you provided, and now stability feels boring in comparison. But here's where this gets powerful for you. Understanding this principle means you can create genuine, healthy attraction that feels absolutely magnetic. The secret isn't creating drama. It's creating shared experiences that naturally elevate the heart rate. When you take someone rock climbing, to a horror movie on a spontaneous adventure, or even just for a walk in an unfamiliar place, you're activating their sympathetic nervous system. Their body is responding to the novelty and excitement. And when they look at you in that moment, their brain makes the connection. This feeling equals being with you. This is exactly why dinner and a movie is the worst first date psychology-wise. You're sitting still, in the dark, not talking, with zero physiological arousal. Compare that to going to a comedy show where you're laughing until your stomach hurts, or trying an escape room where you're problem-solving together under time pressure. Laughter triggers the same arousal response. Increased heart rate, endorphins, physical engagement. Your date's brain will encode the memory as being with this person feels amazing because the arousal happened in your presence. You become associated with the feeling, not just the activity. Here's the neuroscience breakdown that makes this irresistible. When arousal occurs, your amygdala, the emotional center of your brain, becomes hyperactive. Simultaneously, your hippocampus is encoding memories more deeply. This is called emotional memory enhancement. Anything that happens during heightened arousal gets burned into long-term memory with vivid detail. This is why you remember exactly where you were during significant emotional events. When someone experiences arousal while with you, you become an indelible part of their emotional landscape. You're not just a memory, you're a feeling they can recall instantly. The roller coaster date has become legendary among people who understand this principle. Taking someone to an amusement park isn't cliché, it's strategic neuroscience. The physical thrill of the drop, the screaming, the grip on each other's hands, all create massive physiological arousal. A study from 2015 found that couples who engaged in novel and arousing activities together reported significantly higher relationship satisfaction 6 months later. The arousal creates what researchers call self-expansion, the feeling that being with this person makes you more than you were alone. That's the feeling people chase forever once they've experienced it. Now let's talk about why this makes you unforgettable specifically. Most people create predictable, comfortable experiences. There's nothing wrong with comfort, but comfort doesn't trigger misattribution of arousal. When you're the person who introduces uncertainty, adventure, spontaneity, or even intellectual challenge into someone's life, you're constantly triggering their arousal response. Their brain begins to associate you with feeling alive. This is why the nice person often finishes last, not because nice is wrong, but because predictable safety doesn't create the neurological conditions for intense attraction. You need to be kind and exciting. There's a darker application you need to recognize and avoid. Some people unconsciously create drama, conflict, and chaos specifically to trigger this response. They pick fights before make-up intimacy. They create jealousy to spike arousal. They disappear and reappear to manufacture uncertainty. This works temporarily because it does create arousal, but it's psychologically damaging. The arousal comes from stress and fear, which over time destroys trust and creates anxious attachment. Real attraction built on misattribution should come from positive arousal, excitement, laughter, novelty, adventure, not from emotional manipulation. Know the difference and never cross that line. So here's your practical blueprint for creating unforgettable attraction ethically. First dates should involve movement, novelty, or mild adrenaline. Hiking, dancing, exploring a new neighborhood, trying unusual food, anything that gets the heart rate up. Early relationship experiences should prioritize shared adventures over routine. Even in long-term relationships, you can reignite this by introducing new experiences together. Travel, learning a skill, physical challenges. The principle never stops working. Your brain at 50 responds to arousal the same way it did at 20. The couples who stay madly in love are the ones who never stop creating these moments together. This is why your ex can't forget you if your time together was filled with intensity. Their brain has you encoded during hundreds of high arousal moments. Every time they feel their heart race, whether from exercise, stress, or meeting someone new, their brain might flash back to you, because that's the association that's been wired in. You've become the reference point for what excitement feels like. This is powerful, but remember, you want to be remembered for the right reasons. Build associations with positive arousal, authentic connection, and genuine adventure. That's how you become the standard no one else can match. The ultimate secret isn't just knowing this principle, it's becoming the kind of person who naturally creates these experiences. Cultivate spontaneity. Say yes to adventures. Create moments that make people feel alive. When you understand that attraction isn't about being perfect, but about creating the right neurological conditions, everything changes. You stop trying to impress and start trying to connect through experience. That shift is what separates people who are easily forgotten from those who become impossible to replace. The science has given you the map. Now you have to decide if you're brave enough to use it. Because once you do, you'll never be just another face in someone's dating history. You'll be the one they measure everyone else against.